The landmark hotel on 3rd Street off Market has 4 glass doors speckled with mercury, and the portico is high-relief painted gold. The entrance gives the impression of a gilt mirror rescued from a duchess's castle. Inside, the walls are white marble, the lobby chairs are rose damask, and the carpet looks like the polar bear population of the Arctic, scythed and steamrolled. In the atrium, the marble spills from walls to floor, making a cold white bowl beneath the crystal lid of the ceiling. Hotel guests and Tony San Franciscans come to the atrium for lunch or tea, to hear the lone cellist who sits beside the potted palms on most afternoons to play Beethoven, or, if the weather's foul, Schubert. I almost never go to the atrium, because I clean rooms on floors 7 to 10. Even if I could afford the macarons, the spiced chocolate, the flowered tea, and the sugared almonds, I wouldn't eat there. I don't like the company. Case in point, the epic meltdown I'd been called down for. He was huddled on the floor of the men's room off the atrium, tanned, broad-shouldered, and only a few years older than me by the look of him. He wore a navy linen jacket and cream-colored pants in summer wool. The shoes, ochre suede, had a quatrefoil on the leather sole. I recognized the brand. One shoe would have cost me 2 months' wages. His knuckles were bleeding from where he'd pounded ineffectually at the marble. He was turned toward the wall, but I had caught a glimpse of his face when he flung it over his shoulder to shriek at us. Even brows, dark brown like the wavy hair, shadow on the jaw and dimpled chin. Red, red eyes, wild as a hunted animal's, bulging and stricken. Taken altogether, he was an allegory of vanity on a precipice. Then again, terror distorts faces. There was no telling what he might have looked like had he been calm and quiet. I took a step forward to see if I could find out. "Are you sure, Nat?" Olson asked me. "I could just call the police." Olson is one of the security guards. He's solid, but he's new. He hasn't had to deal with too many of these yet. "Nat can handle it," Martha said confidently, shooing him away with wide hands. She has too much faith in me, but it's true that I have practice. I'll give it a shot. I raised my eyebrows at Martha. Better if we can spare him the trip to San Quentin. At this, the kid turned around and screamed, "Put me in San Quentin! Put me in San Quentin if it will keep them away from me!" "Hey," I said, taking another step forward. I knelt down on the cold floor a yard from his feet. "Stay away from me!" he screamed, throwing a terrified glance over his shoulder. He was trembling, his bones rattling against the marble. "My name is Nat," I continued. "You don't know me. You've never met me before. What's your name?" He stared at me, eyes wide. He didn't say anything. "See? I'm asking your name because we've never met. If you knew me, you would know my name, and I would know yours, right? What is it?" "Troy," he said, turning away, his voice abruptly 2 octaves lower. It had a grated sound from all the screaming. "Ah, Troy," I said. "Like the city, right? Hector and Achilles, horses, long speeches." He didn't budge. "You're right," I decided, changing tack. Way too literary for the moment. "Troy, let's talk about what's in this room." I looked around like I was taking inventory of a freight car. There's 2 bathroom stalls, 2 urinals, 2 sinks, 2 mirrors, 2 people on the floor. You and me. 2 people standing, Martha and Olson. Lots of 2s. He followed my commentary, his eyes darting warily around the room. Very hard floors, which you know already, and rather dim lights. We used to have brighter lights, but the men complained about what it did to their complexions. I opened my eyes wide as if asking a 3-year-old a question. Do you know where we are? Troy blinked his red eyes. He looked at me suspiciously. A hotel? Yup. I nodded. We're in the men's room on the ground floor of the Landmark. The atrium is right past that door. Were you having lunch there? Yes. The first part was a statement, and the second was a question. Were you by yourself, or were you with someone?